everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the reality is that as we are looking forward to the 2027 general election, President William Ruto need ODM party more than ODM party needs him. The Siaya governor, James Orengo, has always said this. I agree with him. Ruto need ODM more than ODM needs him. And how is Ruto working to get ODM party? And what is his intention with ODM? In as much Ruto need ODM, by all means, the same William Ruto, I have always said, he need ODM from a position of weakness, but not a strong ODM party. How is he achieving that? Divide them and rule. Is it true that he is achieving that? You must listen to Babu Owino. You must listen to Edwin Sifuna. You must listen to James Orengo. Then also listen to the other side where John Badi belongs, where Opio and I belongs, where Kajang belongs. People like Peter Kaluma, people like Governor Gladys Wanga and the entire team. Then you will know that Ruto is working day and night to divide and rule. His aim is to get a weak ODM party that will end up supporting him when he is managing maybe all of these two people. And already, Ruto has deployed his machinery on the ground to push for his campaign and support ahead of 2027. I am quick to say this because I've listened to people like Kajang speaking about how ODM, not ODM, the Luo community has been able to produce presidential candidate in the past 35 years. They have successfully produced a presidential candidate, though the candidate has never become the president. Only in 2002, where they did not produce a presidential candidate. He has gone further to use the 2002 presidential campaign and what they were able to get to initiate an earlier ODM working relationship with this regime and going forward. So, indirectly, Otieno Kajang has told us that Luos, and if you say Luos, I want to say ODM party will not produce a presidential candidate, but it is going to work with the William Ruto.
You see, it will be 35 years. For the last 35 years, our community has always had a presidential candidate. From 1992, Jaramogi, all the way to the last election. This could be the first election where our community does not have a candidate. I'm not saying it is going to be, I'm saying it could be the first election where our community does not have a candidate. The only other time that we didn't have a candidate as a community was in the year 2002 when Raila Amolo Odinga supported Mwai Kibaki. And for those who are there, our support for Mwai Kibaki was an accident. And let me clarify why it was an accident. Raila took his party for the sake of national unity and merged with KANU. Mpaka watu wakasema, Jogo imemeza tingatinga. Raila became the Secretary General of KANU. He became the Minister of Energy. Adua Witi became the Minister for Planning. Orwa Ojode and Peter Doyo became Assistant Ministers. Otieno Kajang became the Secretary for Legal and Constitutional Affairs in Kano. Moi gave us a taste of government. We were hopeful that Moi was either going to hold our hand or hand over the leadership to Raila Amolo Odinga and his team. Moi took the rungu and gave it to Uhuru Kenyatta. It was at the last minute, we had all our hopes that Moi was going to support us. But he gave the rungu to somebody else. Akatuacha mataa. Ilibidi tujipange. Raila Amolo first went and talked with Nyachai, Simeon Nyachai. So they first discussed, but then he realized the ground was with the other side. So he rushed to Uhuru Park, and in the month of October 2002, he said Kibaki tosha for an election that was to be held in December of that year. When he went there, he found all the positions had already been negotiated. The vice president was already assigned to Kijana Wamalwa. Senior positions had already been given. Martha Karua, Kiraitu Murungi, all those people, they had already taken positions. We came late in October, supported Mwai Kibaki on the understanding that there was going to be created a position of prime minister. When Kibaki took over power, he was told those guys came too late. They did not help us in any way. They did not contribute to our victory. And that is why we were played. The position of prime minister was not created. What I'm saying with this long narrative is that even those of us in ODM, we cannot wait for 2027 to make up our minds. We must make up our minds early to avoid the situation we found ourselves in 2002. William Ruto has been good to us. He has given us positions just like Moi gave us. In fact, that time he gave Adua Witi planning. This time he has given us the national treasury and economic planning. And so, we must decide early so that we have clarity, we know what lies ahead of us. We cannot demand too much from William Ruto now, because we didn't give him the votes. But if we are to give him the votes in 2027, we must agree on what our community gets. And what our community gets is not just about positions. It is not just about a deputy president. It must be anchored on a development agenda that is geared towards resolving the historical marginalization and injustice that this region has gotten.
Now, before we conclude this discussion, I come to you with a humble and quick request. For those who are watching this channel and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give the video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to our discussion. Now, the long story that Kajang is giving, Otieno Kajang, is just meant to convince or confuse the entire community and believe in the position that he is giving to them. So I can say this earlier, that Otieno Kajang is among the individuals that President William Ruto is funding directly to take his message to the ground and prepare the ground, ready to accept him. So he is a President William Ruto's ally who has been funded. He has been funded to take the message to the ground. And Ruto is watching carefully. He has intelligence. He has feedback. He will know then what to do next after that. So when you see him speaking, you must know that he's speaking for who? Because the argument now should be, okay, Luo has produced candidates, but they are in a big political party called ODM. If it has been unsuccessful, why can't they now endorse a Luya? Because now Luyas have been so much inside ODM. ODM is their home. Why not endorse one? Why is he not talking about that Kalonzo has really worked with Raila Odinga even at the last minute? He never betrayed Raila Odinga. As the situation was looking like, Raila is betraying Kalonzo. Kalonzo sticks to Raila Odinga. So why is he not saying that, ladies and gentlemen, it is now high time we stand with one Kalonzo Musyoka, who has supported Raila Odinga for a very long time. Hasemi hiyo, anasema vile inafaa wakuwe kwa serikali ya William Ruto. We've had huge support from Coast Region and Ali Hassan Joho is still there. Kwa nini asema ya kwamba it is high time we support Ali Hassan Joho as a community and stand with him on ODM ticket and we form our own government. Asemi hiyo. So, Ruto is very busy and so much concerned with the total support and focus in winning the ODM support. Lakini at the end of the day, before Ruto will retire, if he get that term, the second term, he will leave ODM party as a shell, because he's a man who hate multi-party democracy. And that's why you see ODM is divided. I don't know your views, but please let us know in the comment section so that we can continue with our discussion. Otherwise, thank you so much and see you in our next video.